You know, I've been thinking about the word Dega a lot lately. Maybe you have too. I've heard different explanations about where it comes from and what it means. For this reason, I decided to dig into it and get some answers from someone who really knows. That person is Mr. Rong Nay, one of the most well known Montagnard leaders. So stick around because by the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of what Dega means, where it comes from, and why it was created. Hi, welcome to the Montagnard channel. I'm Lop Siu, a Montagnard from the Jirai tribe. On this channel, we explore the history, cultures, languages, and heritage of our people. By the end of this video, you will be able to answer these questions. What words were combined to create the term Dega? When was it created and why? Let's get into it. Before we dive into the history of the term Dega, let me introduce you to Mr. Rong Nay. He is Jirai but married a Rade woman, so he speaks both Jirai and Rade fluently. During the Vietnam War, he fought against North Vietnamese alongside thousands of Montagnards. After 1975, when the war ended, most South Vietnamese and Americans stopped fighting. But he and over 12,000 FULRO fighters refused to surrender. In case you don't already know, FULRO stands for United Front for the Liberation of Oppressed Races. Instead, these Montagnard fighters fled into the jungles of Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand to continue to fight North Vietnamese until 1992. That's 17 years after the Vietnam War officially ended. While in the jungle, Mr. Rong Nay became a FULRO assistant commander, working under Commander Iguk Nia Grieng. As you can see, Mr. Rong Nay is a key figure among the Montagnards and has deep knowledge of our history. So if anyone knows about the origins of the word Dega, it's him. Now let's get into the history of the term Dega. According to Mr. Rong Nay, the term Dega comes from two names, Ade, a male figure, Haga, a female figure. There weren't real people, but they are our symbolic ancestors created to represent all Montagnard people. Mr. Nay made it clear Dega did not come from the Rade language, nor was it created by Rade speakers alone. Some people think it was, but that's a misunderstanding. In reality, the term Dega was created in 1964 by Y-Bham Enuol and other Montagnard leaders from the Jirai, Rade, Bahnar, Kahal, and several other tribes. At that time, Montagnard leaders were asking themselves an important question. Why do the French and Vietnamese have words for us, but we don't have our own name? Before 1964, there was no single native Montagnard word to refer to all Montagnard tribes. For example, the French called us Montagnards, which means mountain dwellers. The Vietnamese called us Người Tây Nguyên or Người Thượng, meaning people of the Central Highlands or Highlanders. Our leaders wanted something different, something we choose for ourselves. That's why they created the word Dega. Like the French and Vietnamese words, Dega also means children of the mountains. This is because the majority of our people lived in the mountainous regions in the Central Highlands of Vietnam. Once the term was created, Montagnard leaders began using it regularly and encouraged others to do the same. 1 year later, in 1965, Y-Bham Enuol took things a step further. He formally introduced the term Dega to international leaders at a conference in Cambodia. Now, if you don't know who Y-Bham Enuol is, here's a quick rundown. He was our leader from the Raday tribe and a key figure during the Vietnam War. In 1958, he founded the Bajaraga movement. By the 1960s, he became the president of FULRO, which was a political and military organization. So he's very well-known historical figure among the Montagnards. The event where he declared the name Dega was called the Conference of the Indochinese People and was hosted by Prince Norodom Sihanouk in Phnom Penh. At this conference, Y-Bham Enuol officially told the world leaders that Montagnards wanted to be called Dega. Mr. Rong Nay even gave me the exact date, which was February 25th, 1965. This event was actually mentioned by Noam Chomsky in an article published in the New York Review of Books on June 1970. Here's what Noam Chomsky wrote. In 1965, Prince Sihanouk convened a conference of the Indochinese people in Phnom Penh. It brought together representatives from North Vietnam, the National Liberation Front of South Vietnam, the Pathet Lao, the Cambodian ruling party, and other South Vietnamese groups opposed to American influence. This confirms that the conference happened just as Mr. Rong Nay described. So let's wrap up this video. Here's what you now know about the word Dega. It comes from Ede and Haga, two symbolic ancestors representing our people. It was created in 1964 by Montagnard leaders from different tribes. It was not based on the Raday language or coined only by Raday speakers. The main purpose was to give Montagnards a name of their own rather than using names given by outsiders. In 1965, Y-Bham Enuol formally introduced the word Dega to the world at a conference in Cambodia. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any thoughts or questions, drop them in the comments. I would love to hear what you think also. So if you enjoy this video and want to see more content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with others. If you're curious about the origin of the word Montagnard, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.